For more on Mubarak's trial and the situation in Egypt, we can talk to William Engdahl, who's written extensively on Egypt's revolution, now joining us live from Frankfurt. Good to see you. So just how likely are we to see a fair trial here, considering many people in Egypt believe the prosecutors are corrupt?
Well, I think, as your earlier commentary suggested, there has been no revolution in Egypt. I said so at an RT interview in late January, I believe. Exactly that would be the outcome, because this was incited from the outside. It was designed to get rid of Mubarak, who was a thorn in the side of the Obama Middle East policy, and put the same people in there with a different face at the top. So as to whether the trial of Mubarak will be a fair trial or not, I think that really is beside the point at this juncture.
It's interesting that you say a position of putting the same people at the top. Many others are saying, yeah, you know, it's Mubarak's henchmen who are now running the military transitional government at the moment. Now, over the past few months, there have been renewed sit-ins, sit-in protests in Cairo demanding faster reforms in the country. How much has actually changed in Egypt since February's revolution?
Well, I think a lot has changed, and it's largely, unfortunately, changed for the worse. The economy, as you noted, has plunged since the events of January. The tourism is not going to be bounding back anytime soon, but even still, there was a rather healthy growth curve in the last several years, even while Mubarak was still in power. And that has dramatically changed for the worse. This never was about democracy in the first place. A lot of youth were brought onto the streets under the illusion that it was, but it never was. And the military command was sitting in the Pentagon while all these events were unfolding, getting coaching from the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the U.S. So that can give you an idea of where this is headed.
So you talk about the so-called illusion of democracy, but tell us this: has the situation in Egypt, has it improved or worsened?
It worsened. It's definitely worsened. And now you have the Muslim Brotherhood positioned to become the leading political party in the elections when they're held. That doesn't bode well at all for Egypt. This is a country with a diverse secular tradition, and the economic situation is getting worse. So I don't think young people have more democracy. I think perhaps they have even less.
Now, some people in Egypt accuse the military government of having a little or no intention of fulfilling the revolution's demand. Why would that be, do you think?
Well, I think the military high command has, if you will, as Mubarak had before, one aim in mind, and that is to entrench themselves in power quite firmly. And if anyone gets in their way, that's going to be something they'll deal with.
Now, on Monday and Tuesday, we had Egypt's armed forces, they moved in to clear protesters from the centre in Cairo. Is Egypt really on the road to democracy at the moment, or would even democracy work in such a culture, do you think? And do you think they want it?
I think this term democracy is one of the most misused words in the English language and misunderstood words. I think a transition to a more participatory form of government is one thing, but democracy as a cure-all is a delusion in most parts of the world, including in the West. There's very little democracy in countries like the U.S. or in most European countries. There are two political parties who are financed by the same special interest groups that come to the same answers with different faces in, whether it's George Bush, Barack Obama, or whoever.
All right, author William Engdahl, live from Frankfurt. Thank you very much.
Thank you.